Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel, where we deep dive into the world of openSUSE Linux. Today we are going to talk about a critical aspect of system administration, process management. Whether you are new to Linux or an experienced user, understanding processes is essential to managing your system efficiently. In this video, we will cover process administration, background processes, process scheduling, and even dive into xinetd. Let's get started. First, let's start with the basics. In Linux, everything that happens on the system is based on processes. A process is simply a running instance of a program. Every command you run in your terminal or any application that runs in the background creates a process. Each process is assigned a unique process ID, PID, by the kernel. Open the terminal with me and let's run the following command: ps space aux. You can see all the running processes on your system along with the details like user ID, PID, CPU usage, memory usage, and more, like here. Now let's talk about how to administer these processes. You can manage, kill, or change the priority of processes using various commands. Let's look at some of the most useful ones. ps command. The ps command displays a list of active processes. We have already seen the ps aux output, but let's dive a little deeper. You can filter the output using options like grep to search for specific processes. So let's run this ps aux pipe to grep and Firefox. This shows you all processes related to Firefox. If you want to list processes of a specific user, use this command, the one I will write you now, ps aux, and no, not this one. We can do this, and let's say for our user penguin. Okay, and press enter. Now, as you can see, these all the processes running for the user penguin, all active processes sorted by CPU usage. You can monitor which process is using the most resources and decide which processes need attention. htop is another tool that provides much cleaner interface. Let's see if htop is already installed. It is not installed, so let's install it. Sudo zipper install and htop. Now it's repository getting refreshed. You have to wait for this. And now hit enter. Before running htop, you can press Ctrl L to clean the screen. And the original one that comes on all Linux flavors, even Unix, this command top shows you the processes, and of course ordered by the CPU usage. So just to give you a hint about the difference between top and htop. So let's run htop. Of course, it's a huge difference, and you can move by using the arrow keys, and you can go ahead and read the help by pressing F1 and learn about the shortcuts and how to move around on htop. Okay, so you can quit by pressing Q or F10. Sometimes a process may become unresponsive and you will need to kill it. You can kill a process by its PID using the kill command. So let's choose a process. Let's clear the screen and we go back to the Firefox one, and that's just an example. Okay, so here this one is the main process that starting the Firefox, and the others is like the opened tab on Firefox. So here this is the PID 67110. So you can do kill and the number of the PID. Some cases, if a process refuses to die, you can use a more forceful approach with kill-9, but be careful with this one, especially if it is a database process, or maybe you get your data corruption. So be careful about using -9 to kill a process. So let's run this with the Firefox and see what will happen. And let's see if Firefox is still running. Nothing there. And by the way, if you are annoyed by this line color auto, so for any process you can just put the first letter between open and the closed square brackets. If you hit enter, see, so means it will only show you the processes that has the name Firefox only. Okay, so let's move on. Next, let's explore background processes. When you run a command, it typically runs in the foreground, meaning your terminal is occupied until the command completes. But what if you want to keep working in the terminal while a command runs in the background? To run a command in the background, you can append an ampersand at the end of the command. So let's clear this one and give an example. This command, sleep, it hangs your terminal for a period of time, and it is useful for bash shell scripting if you want to wait a period of time to get an output, or waiting for a connection, and all this kind of stuff when it comes to scripting and programming in general. So if I just press enter now, so my terminal will be hanged for 30 seconds and then the terminal comes back again. So we can wait for it. So to cancel this, Control C to exit. So also to know more about command sleep, you can do sleep help, to learn about like a brief about the command. But if you want full explanation about it, you can go to the manual, just hit enter again, and it will give you a brief about what is it, and it's obvious. So to run a command in the background, as we said, so let's run this one and we add ampersand at the end and hit enter. So now this command will run in the background, allowing you to continue using the terminal. To bring a process back to the foreground, use FG for foreground, like that. Now it is back again. Okay, if you want to send it back to the background, you can hit Control Z. It is showing that it is stopped, but it is not actually stopped. So if you want to make it again continue in the background, you just write PG and hit enter. So it is like when you press Control Z, it is like you told the command that it is running in the back, in the foreground. Okay, it is like you send it to the background, but in a stale state, like it is stopped but not actually stopped. It's like hibernate. Okay, so to make it continue to work in the background, you can just hit BG. So to see a list of background jobs, you can use the jobs command, this one. So it will show you the job list of what is running now in the background, as we said. So okay, so now I have this running in the background. Let's say I don't want to bring it back to the foreground and I just want to kill it to end it. So in that case, you can use the command kill, and you can see here, okay, let's create another one like sleep 30 and ampersand. Okay, so jobs, the other one finished. Let's run it again and run it again. You can see there is a number here. It's the PID number for this process. So if we run this command, we have, let's say we want to end this running number 2. So you can do kill and this percentage and the number of the process, and you hit enter. See, it's now completely terminated. And if we run the command jobs, we will see only 2, and we have this one, it's showing it is done, and this one is running. And why it's still showing that in the background? Because it never been in the foreground, so it will leave it for some time so you can see it. And now the last one, and if we run again, now no jobs running. Now let's discuss process scheduling. Process scheduling allows you to run tasks at specific times or intervals. This is crucial for automating tasks such as backups, system cleanups, and software updates. Cron is the most popular tool for running recurring tasks in Linux. To schedule a task, you will need to edit the Cron tab. So first, let's examine the existing global on your OS. The file etc cron tab. Permissions, we have to use sudo. Okay, and explanatory file, everything is clear. See like what the meaning of these, and a structure for how to put a command to run on a specific time. And we can see that it's the operating system cron jobs to check the files and to see if there is any crons added to make sure it is run on its specific time. But for you as a regular user, okay, you use cron tab dash e for editing your own specific cron tab for your user. So let's say for an example, I want this. Let's show first the structure of the cron tab. So it's starting with 5 places or 5 asterisks, 3, 4, 5, and then the command to run. And always make sure that this command to run has a full path. Don't use relative paths. Always the absolute path of the command. Like for an example, you want to use ls, you have to write /usr/bin/ls and so on. Okay, so these 5 asterisks represent minute, hour, day of the month, and day of the week. So let's say I want this command to run. So let's put it in a better way, like this: path to command. Okay, so let's say I want this command to run every day at 2 a.m. So all you do, the second asterisk, for hour you put 2. Okay, so let's say you want to save it. I'm using bi, and then like that. So now the cron tab, no cron tab for penguin, using an empty one. Okay, installing new cron tab. So if you want to list your own cron tabs, or if you are a root user and you want to list the existing cron tabs that created by the root user, in both cases you can use cron tab space dash L, and it will list for you what cron tabs is there. So let's also check the root, and we write cron tab L. So no cron tab for root means the root itself as a user didn't create any cron tab. The one we saw before under /etc/cron tab, this file belongs to the operating system itself. If you want something to run at, let's say, while the system is starting, like for an example, I have a laptop Asus, okay, and this laptop on Linux doesn't have any kind of battery control, like to make the charging stop at some point, like at 80% or something like that. So I put a line there to echo the percentage to a file exists on the file system that tells the limit of the battery that you must stop charging at that percentage. So that's one of the examples that you can use /etc cron tab. Okay, so that's different from using cron tab -e. So let's say if you need to run a task only once at a specific time, you can use the command. Command. Okay, so for a quick example, let's say you want to schedule a task to run at 12 p.m. So to make it simple, like echo hello from and I will pipe this to let's do it now and see what will happen. So let's say here the hour is 20 and 51. Okay, we still have 30 seconds. So yes, 8:51. So okay, if you guys can wait for a few seconds, let's it's not type you can use. Okay, the command is not installed, so let's go open another terminal and let's install it. And by the way, this command is very useful on openSUSE CNF, and you can use man to see this command not found handler. It's a handler for you to search about a command if it does not exist and you don't know about the package that will provide this command for you. So in my case, CNF it will show me that I can directly, the package name is called so zipper install and hit enter, and I hope it's fast this time to refresh the repository. So okay, you have to wait a few seconds. Okay, so we just hit enter. And let's go back to our terminal. So let's run this command, but this time I will do it here. We are 52. I will do it 53, and I might pause the recording. So now commands will be executed using bin sh job at date, cannot open run to signal at d, no at d running. Okay, another thing we need to do is to check. Okay, that's some kind of ql, yes, ql to list what installed with this package, and let's see if it has any systemd, yes, it has htd service. So we need to do system control enable now htd service. Okay, because this is the service that will control the scheduling for your command to run. So let's do it again here this time. Okay, it's only 30 seconds left, we hope. So now it is created, and for you as a user, you can check your mail like that. Okay, by just writing mail. It's locally on your operating system. It's mails coming from your operating system, and I believe this command should be run in the terminal and to show us this in the existing terminal that we are using now. So yeah, I believe you can check yes, that's here, the first one for the creating and the second one that for the job, and you can press write the number for the email that you want to read, and command not found. So it seems like we try to deal with hello from like a command. So now you got the idea, because here we are printing this message to add. So add translated it as a command. So if you want to send any command to add, so let's do it again. So here we can do like that, like I'm sending echo and another semicolon, hello from at, and here 65. Okay, so this command will run in few seconds. I will pause and I will start recording again when it's like few seconds left. So now 5 seconds left, 4 seconds, and let's see if it will run. Didn't print anything. So let's check our mail, and so it seems the command already run. Yeah, see, it is in our email. Okay, so the email, it's like, because you're sending this message to add, it's like you're sending something to the operating system to run it on a specific time. So to get like a notification or something that tells you what happened in the background, so you can check your local email by just writing mail and press enter. So here it ran and it sent the output to our email as a notification that the command already ran. And to exit, just type Q and hit enter. So let's move on. Finally, let's look at xinetd, which is an extended internet services daemon that manages incoming service requests, unlike inetd, which only starts processes when they are requested. xinetd is much more secure and configurable. It allows fine-grained control over network-based services such as FTP, SSH, and HTTP. So let me put it in a different way. So as we said, xinetd is extended internet services daemon. It's like a super server daemon that manages network-based services, unlike traditional daemons that run constantly. xinetd listens for incoming requests for certain services and starts them on demand. This design improves system security and efficiency by only running services when needed. It also provides advanced features like access control, logging, and resource limits. So let's talk about the key features of xinetd. First, on-demand service execution. Services are started only when needed, saving system resources. 2. Security controls. You can restrict access to services by IP address or host name, reducing unauthorized access. Resource limits control how many instances of a service can be started to avoid overloading your system. Comprehensive logging tracks requests, failures, and successful connections. Lastly, time-based access. Services can be limited to run only during specific hours of the day. So the configuration for xinetd is located in /etc/xinetd, and I believe we have to install it first to, yeah, it is not installed. We are coming to that shortly. So each service gets its own configuration file inside this directory. This structure allows you to fine-tune settings for each service. Let's walk through a real-world use case of using xinetd to manage an FTP service. In this example, we will set up vsftpd, which stands for Very Secure FTP Daemon, to only run when a connection request is made, which is ideal for systems that don't need the service running 24/7. So first, install both xinetd and vsftpd on your openSUSE system. Let's open our terminal and continue and run this command: sudo zipper install xinetd and vsftpd and hit enter. And yes, once installed, we need to create a configuration file in /etc/xinetd for the FTP service. So let's create this file and we will call it vsftpd. So I will use vi etc xinetd, and these the files installed by default with xinetd, because I hit tab 2 times, so it's auto completion and listing what's beneath this path. So vsftpd and hit enter. So now we are in editing mode, and let's add the following content. So service ftp, open and close brackets, and here disable equal no, and socket type equal stream, and weight equal no, and user equal. And as you notice, it is really nice that we have coloring syntax highlighting for the xinetd using vi. So it is like by default vi understand that this file is under, it will be managed by xinetd, so it gives us some kind of a highlight coloring for what we are writing. So anything is not colored, you can notice immediately that there is something wrong with your whatever you put in the file. So server equal /usr spin vsftpd, okay, log on failure equal user ID, and shortly we will explain what these parameters mean. Log on success, PID host, and let's caps lock duration. Okay, and here you can specify only from. Okay, let's see here, IP, let's see here. So that's my machine IP. So it's that's an example. So you can specify only from a specific IP. So here, or you can specify a network. Oh, let's do like that. Okay, so save the file, and let's explain what is going on in this file again. Okay, so here disable no enables the FTP service through xinetd. Okay, because if we said disable yes means it's disabled, but disable no means yeah, handle FTP by xinetd. Socket type specifies that the service uses TCP. Wait equal no indicates that xinetd should spawn a new process for each incoming connection, allowing multiple clients to connect simultaneously. So user equal root runs the FTP service as the root user, and the server defines the full path of the FTP server binary. Log on failure logs failed connection attempts. So like make sure that in the logs files what was the user that had a log on failure. Log on success, PID host duration logs successful connections including the PID host and duration of the session. Only from limits access to clients from the local network. You can change this to match your own network. Okay, so let's exit this and make sure when you edit a file under xinetd that it will be handled by xinetd. You have to make sure that to restart the service after that. And let's enable, because we didn't enable it after the installation, xinetd. So now it is started, and in case if it was already enabled, make sure that and you created a new file or a new service that will be handled by xinetd. So make sure to run this command, system control restart, and the name of the service. Okay, so let's continue. To ensure the very secure FTP, the daemon is now managed by xinetd. Let's check the FTP port that is being monitored by xinetd. So as we know that I think at netstate, yeah, it still exists. So we can, because netstate is replaced by ss command, so we can use. Okay, let's continue, and here grep 21. So we can see here it is listening on 21. So you should see an entry indicating that xinetd is listening on port 21 for incoming FTP connections. Okay, so let's test if the FTP server is working from. We can test it locally. Okay, and if you have another machine on the same local network, you can try it. So let's try it from a different terminal, and FTP. Yeah, so, I did paste and okay, ftp, and that will be our IP. Okay, yeah, it was this IP. So let's try and see. So couldn't been listening IPv6. It's normal because we didn't configure IPv6. It's using IPv4. So to view the successful or failed connection attempts, you can check the log files. So let's sudo, and we can use less, or we can use the command tail and bar log messages. Okay, and we can grep on xinetd. So we still have nothing, maybe because it's local, or we can do less, it's much better, or cats. Yeah, let's use cats. Yeah, we have a lot here, see? Yeah, because tail by default is just showing the last 5. So yeah, here we have a successful connection from the local machine, host name, and the PID, and the IP of. So this will show you details of FTP connection on your machine when you run this command again, and also if there are any failed attempts from unauthorized IP addresses, it should show up here. Okay, so I hope it's all clear now for xinetd, so let's move on. Consider a scenario where you need an FTP server for occasional file transfers, but you don't want it running continuously to avoid security risks. Using xinetd allows you to start the FTP service only when a client needs it, improving both security and resource efficiency. By limiting access to certain IP ranges, like in our case, our IP, the network of my machine, you reduce the risk of brute force attacks from external networks. You can also configure xinetd to deny access during certain hours or log excessive connection attempts. Very secure FTPD is only started when needed, meaning fewer system resources are used during idle times. Let's take a few additional features of xinetd. You can explore through the manual. You have number 1, access time restrictions. Limit when services are available. For example, enabling FTP only during office hours. 2, connection limiting. Limit the number of concurrent connections to prevent server overloads. And number 3, advanced logging. Log more detailed information about who is accessing the services and for how long. So let's open the terminal again. Let's clean this and let's open this file again. So here, like for an example, log on success, we have PID, host, duration, and also you can add exits, okay, for when this service or the connection ended, okay, what time it's closed. And for log on failure, we already added user ID, and you can put attempt for how many time the user tried to log on to the server or the services. Okay, so these two can be added to improve your auditing and security logs when it comes to this type of services like FTP. You can also make xinetd to handle your SSS connection, and you can add more information to your log files, and you can control the service itself. By using xinetd, you can tightly control how network services like FTP are offered on your openSUSE system. This combination of on-demand execution, let's save this, fine-grained access control and detailed logging makes xinetd a powerful tool for system administrators who want to run a secure and efficient system. And that wraps up today's video on process management in openSUSE system. We covered a lot today, from understanding processes, running background tasks, scheduling tasks with Cron, and even working with xinetd to manage network services. Process management is a crucial skill for any Linux user, and mastering it will help you run your system more efficiently. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more deep dives into openSUSE Linux. Let me know in the comments what other topics you would like to see covered. See you in the next video.